right. Okay. This is the 11th week. We went through 1, 2, through 11. So now we're on 11. I skipped 3, 4, 5 because anybody with common sense should know that. And again, like I did last week, I want to thank y'all, man, and applaud yourself for sticking through it because, I mean, I know the money was an incentive, but some people, that little money didn't mean nothing to them. They're like, man, I got other things to do. Like be out in the streets screwing up. I'm gonna tell you a quick story about how this first Youth Life Changer was started. And I remember it was one particular youth. I saw he was a troubled youth and I saw he was on his way to getting in trouble. His daddy was my homeboy. His daddy ran the streets with me back in the days. And I said, man, come down to the class, man. Check it out, get a feel of it. He like, I'm gonna be down there, I'm gonna come down there. And that particular night, he didn't come. And I don't know if y'all remember seeing on the news, they made a big deal about it. It was 2 young youth and 1 white guy. He was an adult. They called him Milk. His name was Cameron. Yeah, Cameron. No, it wasn't last year, it was a few years ago. Make a long story short, they shot and killed somebody right there on 78th and Western. And the guy, he was 16 at the time. Had he been in that class, he wouldn't have been involved in that. So sometimes being in something like this can be a deterrent for you, man. It can be something. I know I joke a lot about things that I've experienced, but don't take it as a joke. I just try to put a little humor in it to make people feel, to make you feel comfortable. I don't want to, because a lot of you guys in here is minors, and I don't want to get too explicit with you about some of the things that I've really seen when I was up in them institutions. This guy right here, we was on the same yard together. Used to walk around the track, waiting for something to happen. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about, we talked a little bit about last week about getting involved in your community and voting. And I asked you guys, it was either last week or the week before last, I asked you guys, how many of you know your neighbors or the people that live on your block? And I'm going to ask you that again. How many of you know your neighbors and the people that live on your block? You're not just saying that, are you? Because last time, hardly none of y'all raised your hands. All right, well, that's cool. How many people you know live on your block?
I know 5.
5 of them? What about you? I meant him, I'm sorry.
Mostly all of them.
You mostly all of them? You stay in an apartment or a house or a house? All right, well, that's good. That's good. And that's what I encourage. Get to know your neighbors and get to know the people in your community, man, because things are going on now.
Just let me add just a little faith to that.
Yes, go right ahead.
So I've been living in the same house for, I think we've been there 27 years now. I know everybody on my block, and everybody on the block knows me. And why they do? Because every Christmas, I put a Christmas card in everybody's box. I put it in everybody's mailbox.
That's a good one.
It's easy.
That's a good one.
One year I was late, and neighbors were knocking on the door, said, you all right? Where's my Christmas card? But that's how easy it is to get to know everybody that's on your block.
And Tori, right quick, tell them the story about where you just moved, what they did for you on the block you just moved on.
He's still laughing at me because I moved out of Leimert Park. But
We asked him to leave.
So the day after I moved there, this old lady came and knocked on my door, and she had in her hand a delicious thing of meatball and spaghetti. And she said, welcome to the community. She introduced me to the neighbors next door who are Latino, and the neighbors next to them who are Asian, and a black couple right next to me on the left-hand side. He helped me move in, so he knows who I'm talking about very well. But they welcomed me to the community and gave me gifts, and it made me feel extra special and very comfortable with moving into a new community.
And see, that's old school right there. For you people, the youngsters, that's what we did in the old days when I was you guys' age. I knew everybody lived on my block. when I was a youth, the police came down there getting ready to harass us. What did the older people do?
What?
Well, I'm telling you what they did on my block. Y'all come inside the house. Because they knew they was coming down there to harass us and bother. Y'all come inside the house. And they'll come out there. They ain't doing nothing out here. They ain't doing nothing but just sitting out here talking. So the people in your community don't do that now. Why? Because they scared of you. Because you teach some of the youth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see some of them every morning.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So with that being said, get involved in your community, man. If you see an elderly person in the community needs some help, help them. You see somebody disabled in the community, one with a wheelchair, push them. Be respectful, man. Start. Man, I'm telling you, when you be respectful and you do good things, I'm telling you, man, listen to me. Good things happen to you, man. But when you rotten and you don't care about nobody and you selfish, it's not gonna come back. Good is not gonna come back. Trust me.
Teach that, brother.
So listen, the reason why I asked you who wasn't 16, because this is for the ones who are 16 to 17 years old. I'm gonna ask you, you don't have to, but I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask you to ask your friends, because we're in a time now that you may not understand. You may not be paying attention to what's going on, but if things continue to go the way they are, by the time you get in your 20s, it's going to be really bad. So register to vote. If you're 16, 17 years old, you can register to vote, and you automatically register. Participate in that process. It was something we used to say in prison. I was what you call a MAC chairman, and I went around and I represented the people that were in prison. You know, I was their voice to go talk to the wardens when they was doing things that was unjust to us, and I would advocate for them. And people would come up to me and they'd complain, and they'd say, "Hey, Mark, no man, this, that." And I say, did you participate in the sign-up sheets and all that stuff about, we was going around? No, I didn't do that. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Same thing I tell people out here in society right now. They're complaining about what's going on. It's, there's a lot going on, man. I know y'all see what's going on out there in Minnesota. It's a lot going on, man. And people come complaining about it. Did you vote? Because those who didn't vote, I blame them just as much as I blame the ones who voted for the current administration. Now, if you voted for the current administration, that's your right. That's your right. Oh, I didn't. I'm gonna just say that. I didn't. And I'm sure most of you in here who parents or you have friends or something that's elderly probably didn't either. But voting have consequences. And so we have to deal with that. And I want you guys to get ready for the next voting cycle, because if you're 16, you will be ready for the next voting cycle, which will be 2028. And I want you to be participants in that. And I want you to start talking to your friends about it. So remember, if you're 16 years old, you can register to vote. You can register. You can't vote, but when you turn 18, you're automatically registered. Find out who your local representatives are. You have state and United States senator. You have congressperson, United States congressperson. You have state assembly persons. You have city council persons. You have mayors. You have a mayor. You have a governor. Find out what they doing. Man, y'all love getting on this internet. All you gotta do is get on the internet and just look. So you ain't gotta do it all the time. Just do it sometimes. And I know, man, people say, "Hey, man, we ain't nothing but 16, 17 years old." No, get ready. This is the time to start preparing. This is the time to start getting ready. Some people talking about college. Some people talking about trades and everything. I'm talking about you participating in this process, because me being a black man, I know what my people had to go through to have this right to vote. The voting is not a privilege, man. They trying to act like this is a privilege. Voting is a right. And it's a right that you all have. And do not neglect that right. Now, today I'm serious because I have a passion about that, because I see what's going on and I see how people are getting messed over, screwed over. I told you guys I do a radio show every Sunday, and I'm hearing how these people calling up in there to me, man, crying, having a hard time. Especially this Hispanic girl called up in there and told me what they did to one of her family members. Come on, you guys. Now's the time.
So, yeah, of course.
No, when you talk about voting, just the words that you just said, and really asking them and begging them to register to vote. Okay, how old are you?
16.
Okay, 16. When I was 19 years old, that's when I met Dr. King for the first time. Going into the countryside in Tennessee and Alabama, Mississippi, registering people to vote. The same words you just said about voting, we got arrested for saying that. It was against the law for us to even talk to black and poor people about registering to vote.
In your lifetime?
In my lifetime. In this scar's time. In this scar's time.
Yeah.
I have scars on my body for registering people to vote. So when a person tells me they don't vote, I take it real personal. Real personal. Sometimes there's some things worse than being shot. And you've seen it. I can talk to you worse. I can talk to you and make you feel worse than if I shot you. But that's how serious it was. It was against the law in the state of Tennessee for a black person to register to vote.
Raise your hand if you're going to vote when you're 18. Raise your hand.
That's how serious it is.
Raise it up.
There's a lot of people still alive who suffered a lot so that you could vote. I mean, it's really crazy. There were many times when I was doing that work where we get up in the morning and go out and it's like, okay, all right, Tori, glad to see you. Don't know if I'm gonna see you again. And that was real. At any instance, we could die. They wouldn't arrest us. They would lock us up and say they were locking us up in protective custody so the other people wouldn't get us.
Yeah. So you know, here's a man, you know, that I have the utmost respect for, that was there. I wasn't there. I'm old, but I ain't that old. I was there. You know, I mean, he was there, and he's telling you what, that it was against the law to even talk about voting. Can you imagine that, man? You guys don't know how good you have it. You guys don't know the sacrifices people made just for you to be able to dress the way you dress and wear your hair the way you want to wear it, man. All these things. And if you pay attention to what's going on, they trying to take it back. They trying to take this back, man, to a time to where you didn't have none of this coming. So it's up to you. This is going to be you guys. Well, I'm going to be gone. We're going to be gone. I'm going to be here as long as I can.
Mr. Mark, maybe correct you on that. Your president has said on more than one occasion that there's no need for any more elections. Oh yeah, out of his own mouth.
Yes.
He ain't joking.
Yes. So what we have to do, now I'm going to tell you something. I used to have a bad taste in my mouth about California because California sent me to prison for a crime I didn't commit. And I was mad. I was bitter, man. I walked around them prison yards for 28 years for something that I didn't do, unjust. And even after I proved I was innocent, it took them another 13 years to let me out. So I was bitter about California. But something just happened in California recently. I don't know, you probably never even heard of it because you probably don't know what's going on. Prop 50. What Prop 50 was, it was California's way of telling this administration up there in the White House right now, screw you. California made a stand. The people of California made a stand against the injustice that they see what's going on. And that's what I'm asking you guys, man, to make a stand. Stand up for something, man. I came up here, so I don't get nothing for coming up here doing this for y'all. Y'all get paid, I don't. I do this because I was once one of you guys. And because I didn't know them bear traps that they had out there for me, I stepped in one, went in at 23, and then come home until I was 51. It's that simple, man. Don't take this for granted. Do not take your freedom for granted.